フルカウンター。
Alright boys, welcome back to a Grand Cross video. Today we're doing a 2-for-1 special. We're going to break down how Sega Treasure Barn, or what they call them in game, Transcendence Barn, is going to play in Grand Cross. But also as well, we're going to throw in Skinny Escanor, since while he's not confirmed to be a new character coming, he should show up in the new story chapter, and we will get to see his animation, so we might as well predict him, since he's kind of going to release at the same time as Barn, but like not really. We start off with Barn. Barn should be a grand festival. I mean, we've got some back to back light and dark characters now, so there's no point breaking the pattern. We might as well get another one, and what's the best way to do it than getting for the 4th anniversary? He should be a doctor character. I don't believe this hype has been leaked yet, but since we've already got light Escanor, we might as well get some more human bars and get the dark passive to proc as well, so humans can take advantage and be the first team to take advantage of both light and dark passive. And it makes sense. I would have predicted he would have been light because of who he is, but dark type makes sense as well. Why not? So obviously the big thing about this Barn is that he has his secret treasure, and it's going to be the big part about the character, and it does take place next chapter, so we're going to go off the next few episodes and also towards the end of the series, see what moves he does do and see what he are going to put into Grand Cross. His passive, while I don't typically like to go into specifics about what the passive can be because we generally don't know what it's going to be, we know what the humans need. They need a bunch of human support, and we'll get to that when we get towards Escanor, but Escanor may not release and may not even come for a long time, so Barn may have to do most of the buffs. So for his passive is going to be probably super concentration. They say that's one of the abilities of the actual Sacred Treasure, so it's probably what the passive is going to be, and the character is likely going to be buffing up humans, whether that be through all stats or base stats. The humans need a lot of buffs, something similar towards Esterosa, but if they do plan towards the character in the future to buff up humans even more, then we may not see Barn be a big buffer, and we may see him be a big DPS character, but I think one thing is for certain, that he most likely should be a human buffer. If not, you can definitely go down the route of buffing up obviously Sacred Treasure characters, so basically Sins. He's either going to be a Sin buffer or he's going to be a human buffer. There's only two things he can be. Okay, let's go through his skills. Now, either one of these skills can be AoE or single target, depending on how you want to do it. But the big thing to take away from Sacred Treasure Barn is that Merlin does say, out of all the Sacred Treasures, Barn's one is obviously has 3 and erratic attacks, which likely means a screaming AoE attacks. And a lot of them, like I said, can be AoE here. So the first skill is going to be Assault Hunt. Literally, he uses it against one of the massive Endurers, and it looks like a single target skill, but the way he attacks definitely could be AoE. So I think this could be a single target skill. Bear in mind, Roxy is kind of like a human support as well. So I think Barn wants to have at least one AoE skill so we can get that Roxy passive to proc and do extra damage with a passive. So, I mean, even not Escanor can still do it, so it's not the end of the world here. But I think the first skill is going to be Assault Hunt, single target. The next skill is going to be Whirlwind Attack. I don't know what you're calling it because I don't believe they actually name it. But towards the end, literally the last move Barn does in the entire series, I believe, is against a massive Demon King. And he does what looks like a whirlwind. Once again, this could easily go AoE or single target, but I think if anything, this should be an AoE skill. Why not, right? If we're gonna have a Assault Hunt on a single target, make this an AoE skill, a good balance between AoE and single target, and to be able to get the people hiding behind taunt characters. But undoubtedly, boys, this will definitely be one of his skills, because I believe he only does 3 skills: Assault Hunt, this one, and the ultimate, which is going to be Killing Storm. Now, when you first see Barn release his Sacred Treasure, he does a massive all-out AoE attack, hitting everyone in sight but one Endurer. And this will 100% be his ultimate. He goes into basically a massive tornado, and while we don't get the name of the actual ability here, he does use it later on, and he does call it Killing Storm. So once again, confirming this most likely will be the ultimate, because when he uses that skill, we also see Purgmelly use Trillion Dark, and we also see Escanor use Final Prominence. This is his massive all-out attack, once again on par with obviously Ultimate Escanor and Purgmelly. So undoubtedly this will be his AoE attack, and once again, you know how festivals are, boys. An AoE ultimate 6-6 is going to wipe the whole field out. Standard practice for Grand Cross, basically. But yeah, that is Barn. A pretty simple character, but the passive can get pretty lengthy because humans do need a lot of support right now, so I expect it to be a massive paragraph, something like Ultimate Escanor's actual ultimate. But yeah, to run through it, his passive should be super concentration, where he can either buff up himself, depending on how many people on the field, or something like buffing up humans. We're also going to have a first single target skill that's going to be Assault Hunt. AoE whirlwind attack, and also finally an ultimate, which is going to be Killing Storm, which is going to be a massive AoE nuke. That is what Barn should be and how he's going to play in Grand Cross. Now let's move over to my favorite character, and one I cannot wait to see be playable in game, and that is Skinny Escanor, but more importantly, I guess Soldier Escanor, as he calls himself. Alright, so this Escanor, I'm going to predict, and what he should be, to be fair, is a blue character. Only reason I'm saying that is because if he's going to have a stance skill, which I get to later on, he might also get some benefits for running on the mono blue team and obviously the Nafumi team. Probably won't be a defensive character, but maybe get some good buffs that will buff up humans, and that will make Nafumi somewhat better. Once again, the Nafumi team needs one more unit, and I think Escanor could be it, but he won't be the main part of the team. But yeah, Escanor will be a blue character, and his actual passive will be something like buffing up basic stats for humans. As simple as that, right? I mean, humans need basic stats. We have so much of Estarossa, and if Barn is not going to do that, I can definitely see this Escanor written for part 2, where he buffs up humans like crazy. Something similar to how we got almost Never Zelda's right after Berserk Estarossa. But like I said, anything like 30% base stats for humans will go a long way. And I think they can get a bit crazy. And the reason why I'm saying that is because, well, Ultimate Escanor is Escanor, so you can't actually use both these two together. So we get a crazy human buff, then it actually wouldn't work at Escanor, which might be a good thing, because Escanor is like one character away from being just a top tier broken character. I mean, he kind of already is, but definitely not top right now. So once again, I think they can get a little bit crazy with Skinny Escanor, since it's not really going to affect Ultimate Escanor. His first skill is going to be Holy Sword Escanor. He does a simple charge forward and a single target attack. A pretty straightforward attack here. Definitely, since he's going to be a support character, it should be some sort of debuff skill. Maybe a disable like Chandler, or even something as simple as a drain, since, well, I imagine you won't be using Nano Shield all the time in the sub slot, so the humans do need some sort of drain. And while it's not the flashiest skill, I guess it makes sense for Escanor. Just a simple drain, right? The second skill will be, like I said, a taunt skill. He is just going to protect the team. Something like how we had Excalibur Alpha during the Pearl Barn meta. This is what I imagine this Escanor will be for the new Barn team. And yeah, a simple taunt character, protecting your characters. Rudius, Escanor, Barn, whatever the character may be using, he should be 100% a taunt character, since he's got a shield, and he's also in the story protecting the Holy Trio. So it makes sense the character can have a taunt skill. I hope if they do it, make it something like how we have obviously Nafumi, where if you taunt up, you're going to give your team basic stats. Because like I said, man, the humans, they need the basic stats here, so any little stat increase they can get will go a long way here. So Escanor, having a little buff skill and his actual taunt skill will be a nice little effect too. His ultimate, I'm not really too sure what it can be. Maybe it's some sort of suicide unit where he basically looks like this and basically almost kills himself and then stays like 1 HP, for example. I'm not entirely too sure what the ultimate can be, but since it is Skinny Escanor, why not? I mean, granted, he didn't really have the sunshine effect because obviously Mayo took it and he got after the actual Skinny Escanor part. But to make it special, make him transform in his ultimate, do like one single target attack, and just basically be it. While it wouldn't make sense canon-wise, because unless Mayo shows up in the ultimate, that'd be pretty funny, right? Imagine Mayo actually attacks for him. That'd be kind of cool. But I think the ultimate, it will make sense a little bit to just transform. Highly unlikely he's going to do it, but because Skinny Escanor has been a wanted character for a very long time, so we get the little transformation even in the ultimate. While he may not stay in it, it would be a nice little effect. So yeah, boys, that is it for the video. Both Barn and Escanor should be revealed in the actual JP livestream. Once again, while Escanor may not be a playable character, he should be playable in-game during the story missions where we get to see his animations. While he may not be what he's actually going to do when the character does release, we should see a bit of a glimpse of what the character's going to do and give some potential towards the actual human team. So, boys, thank you for watching today's video. Let me know what you're most excited for, seeing Escanor in game or getting the new Barn, and then finally getting more human buffs, or maybe not. Maybe it's just a DPS character like Escanor, and then the human teams are still lacking until we get the big boy Chaos Arthur, who knows. But boys, thank you for watching, and yeah, peace.